Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Welcome to the lesson 4 for the third week. And this week you are going to start learning on writing the expository essay. So before we begin, these are the learning objectives for this week's lesson. At the end of the week, students should be able to select structures that fit expository writing. Second, you should be able to identify various patterns of introductory paragraphs. Next one is you should be able to write relevant supporting details. Next, you should be able to use appropriate transitions at the sentence level. And lastly, you should be able to write a concluding paragraph that provides a sense of closure. First and foremost, we are going to start with writing the introduction for an essay. The introduction is a definite opening for the essay, and it provides relevant background information and the definition of concepts of the topic. And these are the several techniques to gain the reader's attention. The first technique is facts and statistics. Second technique is quotations. The third technique is anecdotes. And the last technique is questions. So later we are going to look into detail for each of the technique given to you. As we are still in the introductory paragraph, here is the first thing you need to know before writing your essay. The first one is the background information. And here are the techniques that you can use to gain the reader's attention. The first technique is facts and statistics. For example, in a paper about the death penalty, the first one is every year 189 prisoners in the United States are executed for violent crimes. So this one is the example for statistics. Second is chewing gum burns about 11 calories per hour. So this one is the example for facts. Second technique is the quotation. For example, US Senator Russ Feingold once exclaimed and continued with his statement. The third one is the anecdotes. For example, when I was a teacher, I once taught a 5-year-old boy who fought his way in trying to recognize alphabets. And the last technique that you can use is the questions. For example, what would you do if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness? Alright, so far you have done learning on the few techniques that you can use in order to start writing your essay. So now we are moving on to the second part of the introductory paragraph is for you to write a thesis statement. So what is a thesis statement? It is one statement or sentence that state the thesis or the purpose of the essay, and it clearly states the issues that you are going to raise up in your essay. It is usually the last sentence in the first paragraph. It can be written as a general thesis statement or at a specific thesis statement. Okay, so for your level, okay, in your test later on, you are required to write a specific thesis statement and not a general thesis statement. Now, how to write an effective thesis statement? So a thesis statement is in many ways the most important sentence that you will write in any paper. It is a blueprint or the foundation for your essay that helps you and the reader to stay focused. The thesis statement should give the main idea of the entire essay. It suggests the topic for each body paragraph, and it commonly has three parts that are parallel in structure. And please avoid starting writing your thesis statement with the first person expressions, such as I am going to talk about. So this one you need to be avoided, and the supporting points should be logically, okay, connected to your thesis statement. Given to you here are the examples of general and specific thesis statement. So we will begin with the general thesis statement. All right, the first one is the internet brings many advantages to school children. Okay, so the second general thesis statement is there are several reasons why we should protect our environment. And the last example for the general thesis statement is many steps can be taken to reduce crime in our society. So now I am moving on to the specific thesis statement. Excessive dieting can result in eating disorders, malnutrition, and stress in one's life. The second specific thesis statement is the causes of juvenile delinquency are broken families, poverty, and peer influence. The third specific thesis statement is it is beneficial to attend tuition because students can improve their grades and can use their time efficiently, but it can also be very stressful for some students. Now, let us go back to the general thesis statement. Yeah? If you notice in the first sentence here, the author has written as many advantages. So this is what we call as general thesis statement because okay, the author does not specifically state here how many advantages that the internet can bring to the school children. And if you look at the second general thesis statement is there are several reasons. So again here, the author okay, does not state how many reasons that people should know on how to protect the environment. And the third general thesis statement is many steps can be taken to reduce crime in our society. So here, once again, the author does not mention how many steps that can be taken to reduce the crime in our society. Okay, so now we are moving on again to the specific thesis statement. As you can see here, the author now is putting the attention to the excessive dieting can result in eating disorders, and then the author gives to you the three specific or the three main points as people can focus on okay, for the excessive dieting, okay, which are eating disorders, malnutrition, and the stress in one's life. And the second specific thesis statement, okay, the author gives to you the three causes of juvenile delinquencies, okay, which are broken families, poverty, and also peer influence. The last specific thesis statement is very special. Okay, if you really notice, yeah, it is beneficial to attend tuition because okay, the first benefit is students can improve their grades. Second benefit is they can use their time efficiently, but it can also be stressful. So if you focus on the second sentence, yeah, this is actually the one and only disadvantage okay, for attending tuition. It means here that it also can be very stressful for some students. So here, okay, the difference would be that the author would want you to see there are two benefits for attending tuition, and he or she states here the one and only disadvantage of attending tuition, which is very stressful for some students. So we are done with the introductory paragraph, and now we are moving on to the body paragraphs. So body paragraphs support whatever is mentioned in the thesis statement. And the writer is required to write 3 body paragraphs in this course. So for your level, you need to write 3 body paragraphs. And the length of each paragraph depends on the quality of the content and the depth of the discussion presented. In a body paragraph, you are required to have these 3 items. Okay, first is the topic sentence, second is the supporting details, and the last one is the concluding sentence. So if you notice, these are the things that you have done. These are the 3 things that you have done in the previous lesson. We will look into the details of the topic sentence, supporting details, and concluding sentence. So we are going to start with topic sentence. So topic sentence contains the main thought of the paragraph. The topic sentence informs the readers of what we are writing about, and it is usually the first sentence of the paragraph, but can also be placed in the middle or even at the end of the paragraph. So for your level, you have to put your topic sentence, okay, in the first sentence of the paragraph. A good topic sentence has the following features. The first one is it presents one topic and one idea only. It gives a strong direction to the whole paragraph. It uses specific words that convey the meaning clearly. Next, okay, we are moving on to the supporting details. Supporting details develop the topic sentence into a paragraph. Supporting details are written coherently to provide details related to the topic sentence. And you need to provide at least 3 to 5 supporting details by doing one or more of the following. Okay, so for your case, you are required to write 3 supporting details. So you can do that by following these details here. You can explain the idea, elaborate the idea, and you are required to give example of the idea. The next one is the concluding sentence. So concluding sentence restates and reinforces the main idea at the end of the paragraph. It sums up the paragraph neatly. It brings all the idea back together. So you need to make sure to write the concluding sentence, okay, for each of the paragraph in your body of contents. All right, so far we have done with the introductory paragraph and body paragraphs. So now we are moving on to the conclusion as the last part of your essay. All right, a conclusion must be effective and should not introduce any new ideas. So these are the things that you need to remember. It must be appropriate and provide a conclusive thought. It should not be rushed or be concluded abruptly. And you can end the essay by summarizing the main ideas and doing one of the following. First, you can explain the significance of ideas presented. You can also generalize about the topic. You can offer kind of suggestions for the consideration. Okay, and you can quote from an authority. You can illustrate or predict a future scenario. So basically, okay, for your level, when you write your conclusion, okay, you can give kind of a suggestion or any hopes or recommendations, okay, for the future scenario based on the ideas that you have presented in your essay. So given to you here an example of an effective conclusion. Okay, so to sum up, it is not difficult to maintain a healthy lifestyle, but we need to make an effort to achieve that end. Steps like taking a balanced diet, doing regular exercise, and avoiding bad habits are essential to ensure that we can maintain a healthy lifestyle. We need to remember that health is wealth and thus avoid illnesses so that we can lead a meaningful life. So the sample conclusion, okay, has the following key features. It sums up the essay neatly. There is a recap of the main points, and there are no new points. It offers an idea or a thought for consideration, and it is brief and concise. So based on this example, okay, you can follow this example, and you have to make sure that, okay, your conclusion has the following key features. Before we end our lesson today, and right after watching this video, it is time for a quick quiz to check your understanding of the lesson you have learned today. So, as usual, I need you to use your phone and scan the QR code. Okay, second, the code will bring you directly to the Google form, and you need to follow the instructions given in the Google form. And lastly, you need to answer all questions. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson, and I will see you again in the next lesson.